right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. What a day. What a day. What a day, guys. Good morning. It is now 8:31, March 17th, 2022. Who's out there today? All right. We got James out there waking up early. All right. That a boy. All right. We got waking up early in the West Coast. It's pretty early and committed. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. So, what a day. So interest rates were raised up with alignment of the 25 basis point. Not a big deal. We kind of suspected that. And, the market moved. Market moved. Had beautiful, beautiful moves. If you wanted to know how I trade, I actually went on TradingView live at 12 o'clock. And I actually did the proper setups. What's up, Skates? What's up, Skates? And you can see if how to trade the FOMC meeting, the mindset, the structure. It's on TradingView, 13 minutes in yesterday's recording, if you want to do that. But it was a really, really beautiful day. A lot of people feared the FOMC meetings. I don't. Just watching the moving averages, you can get some beautiful, beautiful moves there. But anyway, as far as today, we got the Bank of England that raised interest rates within expectations just right now around 0.075. So that's the theme around the globe, is that we're noticing that interest rates are being raised. Okay, so today, is the rally going to continue? That is the big question, right? So maybe. And what I mean by that, right now, the E-mini futures are pulling back. Let me just tune in here. As far as the headlines, the futures are pulling back here. They're at 43.32. Overnight, if I can get that action, it was here. Overnight action, we hit as high as 43.67. So we're down about 30-some points, which is okay. I think that the big line in the sand today is the Bulls need to defend 4,300. So they just need to defend that. If we break that, I think that's going to be, we're going to head lower. Now, what does this mean? It doesn't really mean anything. 25 basis point doesn't really do anything for inflation. However, there's a lot of other positive things, like, we're pretty negative at this moment of time. So if things get better, then the market is going to have a reaction. Remember, this is also, the Fed is behind us. So now what do we got to focus on is the rebalancing of the books, meaning the XPX has a rebalancing day this week. So that means that things are going to be bought and things are going to be sold. Now, yesterday I mentioned that I've heard through my friends that there's about 4 million shares of Tesla to be bought. And we noticed that in the price of Tesla. It rallied pretty nicely. What I'm also hearing right now is I'm hearing that, don't know if it's true, but I heard it through a couple of reliable sources that don't know each other. And it's 250 billion to buy tomorrow. Now the question is it tomorrow, end of month? I don't know. Is it on market? Is it off market? Don't know. But that's what I'm hearing about the rebalancing that's going to occur sometime into funds this week. So I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow or the end of month, which puts us, today is March 17th. So end of month is the end of the quarter. So anyway, within the next 2 weeks, this is it's also going to align with a favorable outlook to the upside, right? The line of least resistance right now is up. Okay, so let's go into the overall markets and what they have to say. So right now, when we look at the E-mini futures, this is the hourly. This is the last 4 days here. The line of least resistance, it's up. It's up. I got the 4,300 there. Needs to be defended. And if, that buying comes into the market, we could push through. Are we going to push through 44.25? Not sure. Is it going to happen today? Or today, what I'm looking for is there's probably going to be a lot of chasers chasing the market, because the market did rally pretty nicely. We went off of 41.40. It's going to go. So I suspect the FOMO traders to come in and maybe for this to be sold off today. But anything is possible. I do think 4,300 is the line in the sand here. All right. As far as the overall market, let's look at where we're at. Again, let's see if we can find some positions here and what's going to happen. Now, if they buy tech, guys, if they start buying tech, then more than likely we could rally a little bit higher. So again, as a trader, we're going to take these moves. But if we look at the XPX, NDX, and Russell, we bounced really, really nicely. Again, 41.63. And this is a perfect example, guys. We were down here. We were at the brink of collapsing. And then there was a lot of fear here. Now, this is something I noticed, and I actually posted this in an observation. I think it was this past week, and I'll talk about this. When we noticed the VIX, we were coming down. We noticed that, I think it was these days, we were going down. But what was weird is that the VIX, which is supposed to have the opposite effect when we go down, the VIX is supposed to go up. The VIX was going down as well. So usually when that happens, it usually tells us that something is off and there's a divergence occurring. So just letting you know, that's something that I observed, I noticed, and I actually spoke about. That was weird. But, you always got to play both sides of the coin. But this is the perfect example. Be fearful when greedy. Be greedy when fearful. At this level of time, there was a lot of fear, and people were greedy. As long as there was expectations, no new news, which there wasn't, so, and then we rallied up nicely. Now, the question is, how high do we go? Can we go up to the 50-day moving average, which puts me in line with that 44.25, add 10 points to that, because that's the E-minis, and that puts it right around 44.35, which is in alignment with that 50-day moving average. It looks like it probably wants to head up there. So more than likely 44.16, somewhere in there. Just keep an eye on that. And if we go there, then we'll see. We'll see, we, again, end of quarter, we've had a down market. That's kind of pretty on par with last year and the year before that. Q1, tech's been sold off. Despite of anything, all the news or anything is going on, but that's usually the rhythm for Q1 in the last couple of years. Right now, what are we noticing? NASDAQ is rallying really nicely. We're having the MACDs pulling. So there's a fresh to the MACDs. Let's see how high we can go. This is daily. So let's see. Maybe can we go to 14 right in there? Is tech being bought? And IWM much stronger, much stronger, and it's starting to rally. Now, look at the MACDs. We're looking pretty bullish here on the MACDs. As far as momentum, not super bullish. Remember, we go back to the old saying, don't chase, let it base, but something to consider here. And when I look at the weeklies, guys, we look at the weeklies, the moving averages are right there. Are they going to cross? Are they going to bounce, right? So let's see. Something big is about to happen. Let's see and let's see. The only one that's been broken to 50 is the only 4-day. The 20 to 30 are right there. And these are now weekly moving averages, not daily. So, okay, just something to keep an eye on. All right. So as far as the XPX, as far as the VIX, again, we told you yesterday that if we start breaking these lows, that we're probably going to go higher. Sure enough, we got higher. We got the top five indicator telling you at the open that we were rallying, and I'm going to go into that in the next chart. But again, today we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What's going to happen here? Do we continue lower? That is a possibility, and maybe we can go lower. So let's see. Now, I'm going to put my line in the sand, 27.49. I'm sorry, on the VIX. So this has the opposite effect. On the VIX, if we start breaking 27.49 to the upside, that means the XPX can probably go back and pull back closer to that 3,300. If by chance it starts going a little bit lower to that 26.24, then we're probably going to go a little bit higher and maybe closer to that 44. 100. So that's how you read it. Looks like the MACD is coming to the end. It probably wants to rally a little bit, just unload a little bit of this selling pressure on the VIX, which is, put some pressure on the XPX. But let's see how much pressure. But right now we are declining here, and we are at the lows of 3 weeks ago. Can we go to the lows of 4 weeks ago? That is a possibility, and it's very bullish if that happens. The 10-year note rallied. It's up 2.165. Let's see if it can just chill here. Let the market familiarize itself with this being at this level. As far as the XPX, We rallied nicely on the hourly charts. We still can go. And this is what I was talking about yesterday at the open. On the XPX, if you have the top 5 indicator, we gapped up. If you notice, this was real. This was a squeeze that happened going into Tuesday to Wednesday, and we rallied. And you can tell that the top 5 indicators, they were buying the top 5 stocks in the S&P 500. So again, that's how you use that. And then after Powell, right around 2:30. That's when they started buying again. So again, and then if you look in here, you can see that we had the nice rally right there, right off that 230, bounce off the 50, and then you had it here on 230 was here. And then you had a breakout there, and it just took off to the races. We had a breakdown here, and this is what I was talking about at 12 o'clock on TradingView, how to trade this setup and what we were looking for. And this was a nice trade as well as that one. Anyway, but if you want access to that, go to TradingView. It's on the, I'll see if I can put it on the link. And when I find it before I close, I'll do that for you guys. All right. As far as today, we're pretty high up from the 50 on the hourlies. We're pretty high up on the 50-minute time frame. And we are definitely stretched here on the 1-minute time frame. We're currently at 43.33. That's going to put us right around 43.43 right in here. So we're probably going to pull back a little bit from yesterday's close. What happens here? That is the next question. Do we rally here? Do we hold, or do we pull back? Let's watch the top 5 indicator within the next half hour. I suspect there's probably going to be a lot of profit takers from this move right here, especially if they haven't taken profit yet, or from this move. We're pretty far away from the 50. So right now, again, if we go back here on the XPX, can we push a little higher? Don't think that we're going to push today. I think we're probably going to consolidate, rest the day, and let's see tomorrow. Is it risk on or risk off going into the weekend, going into closer into Q1, see a month end. So let's see. Okay. As far as the movers, let's look for the movers. I just had dairy. All right. As far as the movers here, let's see. As you can tell, we had a lot of squeezing that happened over the last couple of days, and they worked out nicely. Again, Google maybe setting up here, maybe around that 2640, needs to pull back. So I guess the stance that we have right now, we're saying that all the markets need to pull back a little bit. How much are they going to pull back? We don't know. And does it continue to rally? That's the next question that we have. So let's see. So if we pull back, let's see about Google. Maybe that's a setup. We have Amazon had a nice squeeze yesterday. That's a setup. And Tesla rallied really nicely. Now, I talked about Tesla. If we go back here and we start looking at, again, sometimes it's good to look back for the last couple of days of the week. You notice that Google had the squeeze, 2 days ago and kept going. We had 2 days of buying. Can it have a third? Same way Amazon had a squeeze 2 days ago, had 2 days of buying. Does it have a third? Again, and then we have it. And again, we're coming to the highs here of some congestion on Amazon and as well as Google. So these are really, really tough areas. So do we pull back and then try to break through? But these are strong levels, as well as Tesla. So we're noticing all the price patterns here. Is a pullback imminent for today? I suspect that it is. So again, it's good to know the 850. I told you about Tesla, and Tesla's pretty easy as far as how to trade. I've been trading it for now quite some time. 750, 800, 850, 888, and then it'll break out to 950. But 888 is a pretty strong level. Okay, ISRG. Again, basing. I like this style of ISRG. If it starts taking out 280, 278, it can probably rally up to 292 and maybe 300. CMG rallied nicely. You can tell, had a nice squeeze, had 2 days of rest, and then took off yesterday and to yesterday. Can it continue going? It looks like it might have another day. But we're going to look at that. Now, I want to talk to you about, it's 9:46. I'm trying to rush, and also I'm changing this pattern. So see if we can maybe set up a couple of trades, proper setups before we leave. and the mindset and so forth. Now, this is Land Research. Land Research took off. Remember, this is Russia news based on Neon. These guys are chip makers or the chip machine makers. And if Neon goes, they're going to go. Goldman Sachs is up. Netflix rally right nicely. Again, it's going to squeeze. Now, is it going to squeeze down or up? Roku is squeezing down or up. NVIDIA squeezing down or up. And we called this about 2 days ago. NVIDIA now 242. Mercado Libre is squeezing nicely. We had Apple squeezing. Does it squeeze now down or up? And if we pull back here, you can see that there's levels of resistance. And if I pull back on NVIDIA, yeah, there's some major like level right there. So what do you suspect? I think that maybe we go down and then back up. We'll see. But look at the overall markets. But it's being bought, guys. This is not, they're buying this thing. These things have been hurt. These are money makers. And it's being bought. All right. Now, what I suspect the FOMO buyers are going to come in, drive it up a little bit, and then it's probably going to pull back. That's what I'm kind of sensing a little bit. But we had a lot of squeezing here, a lot of buying, especially the last couple of days. Now, is it real, right? Is it real? Is it considered to month end? And we look at Coinbase. So we're looking at everything here, just trying to show you. Now, the question is down or up. I'm looking at the same pattern, right? The same pattern all across the board. So Avgo, one that we looked at, Avgo was one that we looked at yesterday, bouncing off the 50. Looks like it's coming to the end. It's probably going to pull back here. Coming to the end here, probably need to pull back to about 598, 600, which puts me right in this range. On the 1 minute time frame, rallied up nicely. We're at 606, pulling back. It looks like it's probably going to congest right in this area, but this is one as well. You saw this on the XPX right around, again, 1430. We rallied from 589 all the way up to 600, 607. If you were day trading or you were at your desk. All right, but let's see what is going on. So I'm going to look at the usual suspects here. Let's look at Google. And Google, guys, here's the thing. I'm looking at Google because you're not going to get these moves on Google after they split 100 to 1. You're not going to get these moves. Again, and what we're doing here, guys, is we're just trying to add structure to the trade, right? We're trying to make sense of what we're looking at. We're trying to make sense of price action. That's ideally what we're doing. And we're looking at these from multiple time frames here. So if I look at the hourlies here on Google, we notice, what do we notice right off the bat? We notice supply and demand zone. So this is a demand zone. People are buying it right at 25.14, and we are closer to this supply zone, right? So what's going to make it go break, especially these levels up here, 27.24, major congestion, 2700. We're near the top here. So MACDs are breaking out. And we noticed that, we had a breakout here yesterday when it was breaking out, tested right here, and it just took off, and we're at the bottom range right in here. Now, what do we notice here? Well, it might pull back, right? You don't want to get into anything long because it's in an area where it's being sold off. So again, we're just trying to make sense of what is going down. So now if you look at the 15-minute time frame, is there a possibility? We see structure. We see things of, now I see it, right? We see the moving averages crossing. We see it happening 2 days ago. We see the MACDs going. We're breaking above zero, and then we're off to the races. But again, we're near that high-end area here, and the MACDs look like a little weakness. So what does this tell me going off the bat? Going into today, it's probably going to retest that 26.42, can probably even go to 25.83, and that's a sideways consolidation within this time frame. So, okay, cool. So if that's the case, I'm going to go back here. I'm just going to show you what that looks like. If we go to the hourlies, 26.41, it puts me right in this area. Now, if we start breaking below here and retest 25.84, that's going to put us right in where? Right at the 50-day. Okay, 25.84 is at the 50-day, and it's in alignment with what we're noticing as far as sideways consolidation. Okay, that's pretty easy. Now, what is sideways consolidation, guys? Pretty much, it's really simple. It just means that this is an area that if we were to look at the daily charts here, and now let's go here. I want to look at it from this perspective, and I'm just going to give you the thrust here. What are we looking at here? Come on. Okay, so if we notice it's going sideways, trying to go. So this is basically the grind, right? We don't know what's happening here, but we're trying to make sense of it by looking at the internal or the shorter time frames. So this means that is there accumulation or distribution happening here? Obviously, we'll soon find out because it's in a range. If it starts breaking up 2731, then we notice that during this time frame, this is accumulation. However, if it starts breaking down, then we'll notice that during this time frame, it was distribution. So right now, we don't really know, but can you trade these levels? Yes, from $2,500 to about $2,736. That's about a 230 point range. So this is why, but don't be afraid. A lot of people fear Google. And then the area they're going to be looking at is 2,700 if it starts to rally and break above zero. But that's how we kind of make sense of these monster volatile creatures. Lovely, lovely, lovely. They can pay you well. But again, it's just a matter of what are we seeing? So on the 1 minute chart, we're noticing weakness here. All right, let's look at Amazon. See if we can break that down. As far as Amazon, let's look at Amazon, guys. So Amazon, same type of structure. You know, if we look, we had a nice rally here. We are meeting this major congestion of 30.75. And again, this is another one that's not going to move. 22-1 stock splits is not going to make the stock move pretty much. And we're having a sell-off here. So on the 1 minute chart, kind of declining. We're seeing the squeeze here. So this is what I'm probably going to notice today. We're going to notice the squeeze of a lot of people taking profit. Now, the question is, how far down do we go? So is there going to be a major sell-off? And again, we're at major congestion areas. So let's see, it's coming back down. Where can it go back down? It's probably going to go into this area. If I look at the 50-minute time frame, more than likely, it can probably go to 30.22. It's alignment with the last breakout here. And 30.22 puts me right in there, guys. So we'll look at it from this point of view, and maybe it bounces, maybe it congests, and we'll see what happens there. And maybe it sets up for a trade, either up or down, because the next level down is going to be what? Right around that 29.52 on Amazon, maybe 29.60. So watch it in that area, because it's this is typical normal behavior after such a strong move to the upside, which also puts me at 29.50. 29.50 puts us right where the 50-day is. Okay, so this is how we put all these pieces together. And if that's the case, then we're probably still going to stay in this sideways consolidation mode here that we've been experiencing for the last couple of weeks. Okay. And again, if we look at to see what does this translate to, it translates to what are we happening here? What's happening on Amazon? Amazon's breaking the 50. Pretty hard congestion here, and a sell-off is imminent. So if I look at it from a daily perspective, what is happening here? Again, is it accumulation or is it distribution? We'll soon find out. If it's accumulation, then we're probably going to break out. It's in alignment with Q1 2022 and tech being sold off Q1. So do they start buying the tech? Especially with those orders I told you this morning where the funds have $250 billion. Now, the question is, where is it going to go? Number two, when is it going to occur? Is it going to occur today, or is it going to occur tomorrow? Is it going to occur end of month, which is just in 2 weeks? So it's something to be conscientious of, and I'm helping you put the pieces together so you can understand how to benefit from these beautiful, beautiful moves here. All right, so broke that down. As far as Tesla's a beauty. And again, if we start breaking above those levels there, then you're going to know Tesla. Okay, so Tesla rallied up to that 850 pre-market, got sold off. It was like a go sell-off right there. That's what I'm noticing right off the bat. It's at 830 right now. But again, Tesla up in a nice congestion area, 850. It's good that we retested those levels, but again, 750, 800, 850. Do we need to pull back? We're probably going to pull back some congestion right in here. How far do we pull back? Maybe 827. Can we go back down to 800? And then we'll see. And if we go to 800, guys, that puts us right at that 50-day moving average on the hourlies. So we're going to be looking at the 1 minute time frame. There was 4 million shares to buy. I did see that order, or I did see that note. I wasn't the order, but We'll see. We'll see what happens on Tesla. But again, 850 is going to be pretty difficult. If I look at Tesla from the daily perspective, guys, coming up to the 200 moving average, 850, pretty hard, but it's looking positive here. And again, is there a distribution, accumulation? MACDs look bullish here, but how high do we go? Okay, so again, this is how, we're going to get ready. What else do we got? ISRG looks a little bit better. If you want me to look at a stock, let me know in the comments and we'll break that down. But ISRG right now, if I start breaking this down, guys, let's see. Okay, coming to the end here, all moving averages are squeezing. Again, same type of mind, same type of patterns here. Accumulation or distribution. What is happening here, right? So we do have a gap downs. We fill these gaps. It's starting to rally here up 262. We're getting a little bit of a divergence, not really confirmed yet on the dailies again, but can it go back up to the 50-day, which is around 291? I believe it's going to probably chop here a little bit, and it's in alignment within about 2 weeks. As far as the hourlies here, let me go back to the hourlies here. As far as the hourlies, consolidation here at the bottom range. Let's see what happens. Has a lot of headwinds around 281, 280. Again, but if it takes that out, then we know they're going to start accumulating. But we like it here. We like this setup here. Probably needs to pull back a little bit, but I do like this. I do like this a lot. Again, let's see. I really do like this. Can it break through, though? That's a lot of headwinds up there. Pre-market looks like it wants to run, if this is right. So this is something we're going to be looking at. Ideally, I would like this to pull back maybe to 276 and see if we can get everything in alignment here, set up. And what I mean by that, we can get something like this and start rallying. Then that could be one and probably a cheap option. Looks like it probably needs to pull back a little bit. Had a nice run on the 1 minute. On the 50-minute time frame, it's probably not going to break that 280. Needs to come back and then push through. Let's see how it reacts around 273. 273 puts me at that 50-day, and that will put everything in alignment for us. So let's see. That could be one for setting up for today, and then maybe add some time, 281, 289. These options would be cheap. It doesn't move as volatile as the other ones. All right, CMG is another one that we looked at. And then I'll get into the SPYs. CMG, guys, CMG. Let's take a look. CMG, look at a daily perspective. CMG moved quite nicely. This is what I mean about a breakout. So this is clearly, to me, accumulation that's happening in CMG. Broke the 50, and we're getting all the moving averages colliding here. It's about to break out. The 4 just broke out, the 20 and the 30. If we have another update, it's going to break out. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to go skyrocketed, but it means that it's being accumulated, not distributed, especially after a nice sell-off from 1900 all the way down to 1280. So let me just show you what that looks like and what kind of numbers we're looking at this. This had basically a 34% pullback, about 681 points. So does it mean we go to all-time highs? Nope. It means that it got sold off pretty dramatically. These guys still make money, but it looks it's probably going to accumulate it. Maybe 1621, somewhere in there, 1600. But let's see. Now, if we start looking at it from an hourly perspective, what are we going to be looking at here? It's taking some time. Okay, here we go. So we had the entry a couple of days ago at 1400. Obviously, that's 1381. 1400 is going to be... 1400 was there, and that kind of broke. It just confirmed that. We had the entry back to the 50 here on the breakout, all the squeezing. And then we had this one. It just bounced, and it's going higher. Now, there is going to be some consolidation right in next level. It looks like it wants to rally. So let's see what this one happens. Probably needs to pull back to that 1550, 1542, which puts me right in 1542. Puts me right in here. Needs to pull back a little bit. Okay. Now, if it comes back all the way to about 1524, that might be a possible, position. 1524 is going to put me right here. So in the top of these days here. So we'll see how this reacts. Too far away from the 50 right now, so I don't like it in any time frame. But let's see if a pullback is evident. We want to set these up properly. All right. What else? Let me look at spiders because we have 9 o'clock. So let's see if we can set these up. Spiders is again, we're coming close. Do we have another day a rally? And is it going to go to 437? Possibly here. We sold off pretty nicely overnight and into this morning. So we're right at that 50. We're right there. Okay, so 433. We're right almost where we sold off, 433. So let's see. We're going to be looking for squeeze plays here on the 1 minute time frame. Does it, does it rally? Looks like it's trying to rally. Does it squeeze here? And if we get these moves here, if we get one of these, that wasn't I like to see a little bit better squeeze, but again, these planned out because we knew we knew a big movement was imminent. So this is when you know a movement is coming, these work out. But what I'm looking for today, because the news is already done, I'm going to be looking for squeezes like this to the upside. Okay, and just as an example, these are the squeezes I'm going to be looking for to the upside. Something where it just consolidates and then boom, and we get those squeezes. Something like this would be ideal for today because the news is already done, guys. All right, so because we have it in, it looks like it wants to do that. Do you see that? I mean, it looks from this perspective, it's very close. So, and we have it at the 50. So this is exactly where I want to trade it. Now, it can go either up or down, right? So we noticed that. So if it squeezes, starts rolling over, this is probably going to roll over. And remember, I said 430 in the Patreon chat yesterday. 430, the bulls need to defend 430. But just know that it can probably even go to 427. 427. The boxes are rolling up on the SPX. This is the line of least resistance. It's up. So let's see what happens there. 427 puts me right in here, and let's see what happened with spiders. QQQs rallied up nicely again, but we're coming to the end. Same type of pattern. We're having a nice squeeze on the 15-minute time frame, and we're selling off here. So again, let's see if this can hold. And we're looking. This is a lot of chop action right now. Let's see what happens here at the open in about 27 minutes. Can it sell off? It can probably sell off to 328. That's the lower range of yesterday. Let's see what happens there. 328, 320, 328. Wow, that 328 can go a little bit lower. That is a possibility. It's starting to sell off. Watch the top 5 indicator, guys, and let's see. That might be a position maybe to the downside. 328 will put me right at that 50 days. Is that a possibility? Yes. Okay, let's look at the IWM. This was the late bloomer yesterday, but it did take off, and it went up to about that 200 level, exactly where we said it was going to go. Actually went to 203, 202. Right off of 197 and just broke through. A lot of consolidation up here. But again, it's squeezing here, guys, right at the open. Let's see what happens. That 200, that's exactly where we want it to be. 200, if it starts breaking down, it's probably going to go, it's sitting at 201. It's probably going to go to 200. Breaking down here, coming to the end. All right, so this is what could happen today. I don't think the sell-off is going to happen. It'll probably have another day of push, but it's not going to break up. I don't think we're going to break up today. I think it's probably just going to break up and then sell off. You're going to notice the moving averages kind of consolidate. It's going to have like a CMG action that happened a couple of days ago with the price action, right? It ran up, and then it's just going to consolidate and then sell off. Now, tomorrow, we're going to be paying attention. If they buy into the weekend, that's huge. Also, it's a roll week. We also have a lot of things, quad, triple witching week. So I think that we're probably going to expect some volatility, maybe some volatility to the down. So it's probably going to go up and back down. That's my suspicion the way it's acting right now. But that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Okay. So it's going to move up or down. What else? Let me see real quick. XPX. I'll look at XPX as well. Coinbase is probably, so again, these are probably a congestion. what I'm noticing here, everything is congesting. Upstart's probably, I'm thinking there's probably getting some profit taken to the downside. It's congesting. Everything is congestion here. So let's do that. All right. As far as the XPX, we are sitting at, let me see, we're sitting at 42.26. 43.26. That puts us at 43.36. All right. And if we were to open right now, we're not going to open right now, but if we do open, we're going to be right in here, which is normal, right? 43.36, right in here. A lot of congestion out there. So let's see what happens. I suspect a little chop action the first hour. Watch it. I'm going to be looking at this maybe on my screen today. On my screen on the XPX, I'm going to have the 42.90s, maybe 42.50s for tomorrow. 42.50s. I'll be having those, or maybe the 4200s for tomorrow, depending on the price. I'm going to have those on the screen. On the upside, if this pulls back, like I suspect it to do, and it goes to, let's say 4,300 needs to be defended today. 43.10, right in there, needs to be defended by the bulls. If we start breaking lower, it can go lower. On the upside, I'll probably have 4,400. Looking at those. 4,400s, 43.80 calls. That's what I'll be looking for. So as far as the screen for today, and I'm just looking for consolidate. Don't have a move here yet. I'm just looking for what happens here and what this, the moving average is consolidate. Looking for a movement here, and I'm going to be looking at the top 5 indicators, see if we're buying or selling. I suspect we're probably going to have some selling pressure today. All right, as far as Bitcoin, I didn't cover that. Bitcoin is winding up, really winding up nicely. Again, if I look at it from a weekly perspective, still, we're right there. A lot of buying pressure right there. So Bitcoin is right there. It's winding up, winding up. MicroStrategy might be a play here. If Bitcoin starts rallying, MicroStrategy is winding up as well. Ethereum's trying to break out. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Nice. And if I look at it from a weekly perspective on Ethereum, still below here. Let's see what happens. Still trying to, consolidate. Don't know yet on Ethereum yet. We'll see. All right, guys, that's all we got. Go out there, go get it. We gave you a lot of information. If you want to, let me see, let me add myself here. All right, guys, what's up? That's all we have, guys. We had an amazing move yesterday. I suspect probably some profit taking. Let's see if this is real or not. Let's see where this thing lands. I think that the bulls need to defend 4,300 in the XPX. Let's see if the VIX looks like it wants to climb a little bit, which is normal. We climb quite a bit. And I told you, we're going to find out pretty soon, is this accumulation, distribution, and also, we'll soon find out. If the action is okay, I'll probably go on TradingView more likely today, because I think that this move might happen this afternoon. And we'll see. I'll put the link in the bio as well for yesterday's action. But go out there, guys. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. And stay safe. Stay green. And if you haven't subscribe. All right, guys. Take care. Peace.